Safe is 30 now, isn't he?
See if we can
I could check.
I feel like he's with someone where I just keep adding years, but
He is 30, yeah. Wow, damn.
looking good, Safe.
Yep. Sold. I suppose just this core in general, right? It's not one of the more youthful Brazilian rosters. It's one that I think a lot of people have high hopes for every once in a while, but then in a way just continue to fail to deliver.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like if you look at the players, you have a reason to be, especially like Insani and Lucasi for like future potential. Yeah. But overall, they're just like sort of like a medium threat level. You know, like they're good team. They win some good rounds, but
I just feel
I
like
couldn't tell you what stands out about them.
If you Insani for me is the thing that stands out the most.
I guess I mean in terms of the calling, like what's the, like in terms of their style. How would you describe it?
Disappointing at times. If you ask an MIBR fan, I think that's the answer. But not in this one. Nice clean conversion for standing on A. Not to throw shade, but I mean that is the case.
Right. Usually like, well, they don't go to 2 sites in a game.
Yeah.
That's a style.
I feel like every 3-4 months or so, somebody always says to me like, yeah, you know, MIBR, they've got it this time. Have you seen MIBR lately? Ooh.
But yeah, MIBR and Legacy and Pain and Furia, talent's just spread out. And that's why there's all those teams are here, but also why all those teams have this like low chance of actually going deep is because they've all got players each other want.
Oh yeah, well you just mentioned 2 teams that are 2-0, Mohan.
Yeah.
Shout out Pain and Legacy, folks. Zway's got the first one. They're going to find a pack of players heading up into the B site. Surprise, surprise, it's B again. Khan on the receiving end of it, though. Okay. That's not the best cover, and it's also just opened a perfect chance for Lear to attack the flank.
This is messy. How do they forget about Long?
I don't know.
Entirely. Planning on the outside of default.
Smoke in front of Insani. He gets spammed down by Zway. Very action-packed round there from Lear. Didn't waste a moment to attack the flank on ramp.
I'd be yelling if I was Lear. Okay, yeah.
He's getting there.
Yeah, because he got that flank off. That was actually a round where if MIBR won it, it would have been like very deflating, very disheartening to be on Namiga, right? They pull off the B rush twice, but it's actually Khan to get this interesting frag, and then Lear to just appear here. I don't even know how he got there so quickly.
Must have been a cave push.
Well, he does yell like a caveman. Yeah. I just realized Risky Bob's 3 and 10.
Yeah.
He got all the spotlight in the first half. Risky Bob peak. Was Lear just making fun of him because it was like his first kill, and then he got around?
It was a nice headshot, to be fair.
Right, right.
Safe did get...
And then he got a kill in the last round as well, right?
Yeah. No, Safe did get laser beamed by Risky Bob.
He was like, Risky Bob, you were playing so badly. This will be really funny if I say this.
Just remind him, no offense. Smoke fades on the door. You got the Lucasi op coupled with upgraded pistols. Very comfortable looking Namiga, though, to take this chance of just fighting for the doorway. There's only one way this ends. Well, there's 2 ways this ends. But it's going to be a bloodbath regardless. Khan and Lear and Xanter just mow them all down. And it goes about how you'd expect with so many guns just fixated in on that one exit point.
Looked like he was driving a car really fast right there.
Cool as a cucumber from the corner here. Xanter never stressed.
He just lives for the excitement. He just wants adrenaline. That's why he liked all these fast rounds. Let's skip the strategy. Get to the kills.
Yeesh. Insani.
Ouch, they really won out.
Back it up, buddy. 50 damage to the flames. Although he does hold on to mid control, so that's the price he's willing to pay, clearly.
quite expensive. This is not a game with ops. Well, if they don't fight back versus Cave, they still have... No one crossed in middle. They blew the smoke open in Donut, but all MIBR are doing, just going back to B. No one on the rest of the map. So they're losing vision as they try to go back to this very simple idea. It's fine. Amiga did the same thing, but faster, but still.
Smoke for top ramp at 50 seconds, though. Will it deter them? They've already used their execute,
That's
so
all their utility, man. That's only safe.
if you get a lucky wall bang, then maybe you can get it going.
Oh.
But another smoke down in front of you at Cave, so this one continues to just get cooled off and slowed down, and you can go for wall bangs all you want. This is a very stacked site for the defense.
This can still absolutely be a situation where they win. They do this because they can still pull it off, but oh wow, they're actually going to go back. 25 seconds. The last piece of utility is a fake. CTs are starting to move from this, and oh, that's a little late to find that. Sway, be careful.
Whoa, he gets into the cover at least, but yeah, they're going to try to charge him down, and he's not going to hold anybody off this A site. Down to 10 seconds. Oh, thinking about A main, but the cover still comes up from Insani. So bomb planted, Risky Bob up next, swings into Safe, who gets the better of him, and now they can hold off for this mid-retake attempt. Xanter, quick kill, but Lukowski, double tech 9, makes the difference. He was the last player standing, critical double kill, while they were still fixated over towards site.
The shoulder spot was just one late from Zui, and they didn't have an extra player come over. The one piece of utility left over from MIBR served as enough of a distraction to hold so many members of Enemiga over on B. They were getting shut out at each choke point, but it's actually interesting because if they didn't block, then this would be a spot where MIBR run into all of their players, right? Instead, they blocked them and sent them to the other side versus one guy. There wasn't enough time to do it, but the little insurance policy that needed to come into play was somebody working on a mid flank, right? To stop them from ending, like rotating all the way in through Donut that early. I think Amigo were like, I thought we had an agreement, B only.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it and you're feeling desperate, when you've met 3 smoke grenades, clearly MIBR willing to pull the plug and head elsewhere.
They know when they're not wanted.
Oh, okay, ramp progression. Nemiga trying to fight this with that cave split coming through. Exit hangs on to his, and the bottom of the ramp now starting to be taken over by Xanter. You've got this smoke to section off a player outside of the doors. You know there's one stuck in that corner, but the smoke fades and Xanter's got to leave.
That's a brave man. Really extended his visit. That little extra spam, but it's a position they needed because he's low, they're down to 3. Yeah, and again, it's a more one-note gameplay from these guys. They gotta be careful with that loss, however.
Challenging the plant, not gonna stop it. And very quickly, those scoop players off site, all done.
Okay.
Just instantly jumping on top of it.
I feel like he was still playing when he was standing up.
He's not playing to win, he's just playing to celebrate.
Yeah, he's in it for the rounds. The love of the game. This is a little messy, right? Risky Bob gets his kill. Yeah. Only one person coming his way. Then they don't watch the cave exit at all.
I feel like there's always one person per major that learns what it's like to be just yelling on land. You know, let's go back to, say, Flawless for Shanghai.
Yeah. Whole team's talking about other things.
It's like, bro, you're only winning by 1.
Mentally, he was never losing.
That's fair. Yeah, that is, you know what? That's fair. Or by 2, excuse me. Oh, that makes a world of difference.
He's also their carry.
Yeah, go for it.
Usually it's the guy with, you know, 5 kills.
Oh, I know.
So the idea is to go B, is it?
Oh,
We need a heat map on this game.
how ingenious.
These guys are just...
It's a great Nemiga spray placement.
Oh, okay.
Even better Insani headshot. Xanter gets Lukowski in the back as well, so 2 big kills.
Oh, that was nice from Xanter. Wow.
And again, nothing really for the attack to follow through with, so awesome Desert Eagle shot, sure, but no real wind in the sails behind it. Poor exit down to 30 health. Got a minute before this one's going to dry up, and Nemiga take that 11-8, but okay. Still fighting tooth and nail, we'll give it to him. Chance at a third deeg, they're coming at him one by one, but Xanter, man of the hour, or at least that last round, making sure nothing really goes south, barring the one death.
Xanter, I like the cut of his jib, man. He's got the way he plays. A lot of confidence. Quick to the jump.
It's a great day for Brazilian Counter-Strike, just not so much in MIBR.
There's still time, it looks like.
Yep, gonna find timing. If you let him keep fighting, he will.
Wait, they're going A.
You asked earlier, you know, how's he sitting 15 kills and still losing? Hasn't stopped getting these frags. 22 and 11. A-Site absolutely taking over. Turns out there's a second half to this map. And it turns out that it looks good on MIBR.
Yeah, especially when mid control goes that way. All right. He's Insani as Weapon X with a supporting flash, and they take 2 out on mid. Yeah, the spawn calls are exciting. MIBR not dressing this one up to be too different. They're just, it's a simple call here. Lukowski.
Nice.
Looks like he's gonna get, it feels like he's gonna randomly turn around, but right now, okay.
Con right to the point. And they're gonna let him keep that AK.
So generous.
Dangerous game from Insani, but clearly that safe flashbang was worth its weight in gold. 2 sitting ducks bottom middle for Insani to clean up.
I wonder if it's worth thinking about A for this next round if you're Nemiga over investing. Again, a good way to just get it out of the way is just early pushes. So it might be a clash in A main if it's going to be another A call. But I'm honestly not expecting it. I'd love to see MIBR go back to middle. To be honest, like both teams to play middle more often.
No doubt Insani's going to be feeling inspired after that last double, so no surprise we see him take to the charge again. Same flashes, same attack, just nobody home this time. Total mid-control for free.
Yeah, I mean, Khan's the only one with an AK.
Here's that aggression you were talking about. Goes down, it's, oh my.
Wow.
Now, nobody to pick up that gun, but I mean, if he just gets the next kill on his own, then that'd be fantastic.
No.
2 kills for Khan is big. Unfortunately for Nemiga, irretrievable weapons.
I don't know. I'd still rather be a Nemiga, I think, man. That's a crazy hunt down. And because you get those kills there, you get info on the third guy with the bomb. They're going to go for a pushover on B. Lukowski spots this, and he doesn't even get a kill. Not one frag from that push.
Not one frag, Mohan, not one point of damage. Nothing there from him. And so total recovery needed between Insani and BR Anazan.
And now they're being covered from behind. You've got a long flank being worked on. Do not give up this kill, though, for if you're on CT side.
Why?
I don't know. This
Why?
Your teammates are coming in from elbow. The only thing that could work here for MIBR is going in that direction.
Oh, you would have just had them stranded instead, trying to make that climb up happen. They were hopeful they'd be able to grab guns, but very nicely done for MIBR to just prioritize getting rid of them.
Could MIBR anticipate a flank?
I mean, you'd think so. And maybe that's why they're getting off this bomb site.
Oh, they're coming back.
Felt like they were going to leave. They beat back, and it's a single spray from Insani. Not the double opener like the round prior, but a double closer instead.
Yeah, that's Xanter's bad here with the peeking from the door. His teammate pushed with him. He was the only guy left on that side of the map. So looked like you wanted some action. Close call for MIBR, but they survive.
Could have just held on to that door, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man.
After Khan did all that,
Yeah.
the least you can do is be patient.
Especially knowing the flank's going down, but look at this bombardment of the outer B site. Op looking for its point of contact. Risky Bob already trying to challenge this with spam, and they're going to peel safe right off the top of that box. Now Xanter in the corner. Disgusting. Teammates dropping all around him. BRN trying to keep this one alive. He's got Exit still with him over towards that ramp, and they've got everything that's left of Nemiga corralled inside this cave. And they've got to be cautious because they just chucked the nade in. Nemiga's stuck behind that smoke for the time being. Are going to throw Sway over towards ramp. That's going to be Exit to deal with it.
They let him go here.
So it seemed. Instead, he takes up a position in the site. And now he's got to keep turning his head, and every time he turns it, he could just miss the timing. Zway straight up hits the headshot. There's the double back from BRN, and now on for the ace. One player left. A Covenant 11th round that eludes him. Stare at that. Lear on his feet.
Youngest player at the major, locking this one up in the 1v1 for map points.
Denies the ace and takes 12.
Ooh. Good effort, but my goodness. And this first shot from Xanter, what is this? What's this one right here?
Dude.
Oh.
It's my boy!
That's his son.
Honestly, everybody needs a friend like Lear.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he'd help you hide the body.
That's what Lear is, right? The skill in Pokemon.
Yeah,
Like
well,
what
I mean,
he's doing is leering them.
Yeah, leering is staring.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, he's leering them.
Yep.
He's lowering their defense.
And Risky Bob's bobbing them.
Yeah.
Bobbing and weaving. That's my boy, says Lear. And it's one thing to be talking trash over the top like he is, but it's another to do it while you're 20 and 16. He is backing it up with play.
Big time.
And Nemiga are just so constantly taking these fights, taking these prods. I mean, they're just more active than MIBR, who have decided not to go B, and instead will walk 4 players red.
That's going to be hard to read, but they got the push on B main.
Look at this,
Oh, they're so slow
7-person
to this.
fight set up in middle. They all turn. One of those 4 players looks this direction. What an awkward fight to have to take. Khan's not able to stop them from getting over to the back end of B. It's still a B hit. It's just coming from the other direction.
There's also an A hit going on. What in the world was this round? 4 players pushing in a window. They get caught instantly and still catch the flank kill. Oh yeah. Second layer doesn't get the frag somehow.
The old classic 4-push red to B. While getting flanked at a cave from 3 people. Yeah. I'm gonna let you
They'll take it.
I'm gonna let you break that one down.
Yeah, and that's why, like, MIBR, they win the round, but, like, I can see so many problems here with the way that they're playing sometimes.
Whew. Overtime for M80 and OG at the moment as well.
Okay.
Witness our multi-viewer.
Damn.
Only on Blast TV.
In 4K.
With auto highlights.
That's how he caught that.
Disgusting.
Yeah, with Blast TV, you can go back and click on kills when you watch.
Oh my god. Mohan,
In
look at this
4K.
buy. Look at this crummy, measly pistol purchase that Nemiga are afforded in the 24th round of regulation.
Okay.
So while overtime goes down on the beat stream, feels like we're queuing it up as well, unless MIBR make an atrocious misstep.
I just feel like in this game, I won't even say it. And Khan doesn't have an AK. So this is a little bit harder than it even was last time. But in terms of being really responsible in default, we haven't seen that a lot from MIBR. There are mistakes, there are gaps. Nemiga have made some good info plays. This one's coming back to A. Oh man, Sway with a 5-7 in this spot.
Can be lethal.
Looks like they're just terrified right now. They don't know exactly where they want to go.
Footing out middle at least, right? This angle from safe into donut. Worried about red room, but a lot of space being given over by Nemiga.
Is this fake? The fake isn't working. They threw that utility, and now the CTs are leaving B.
Oh no.
They're literally asking for more fights.
Oh, this 5-7 in this position versus an MIBR that looks to be kind of stalling out, a little scared to try to push overtime. Okay. Luckily for them, 5-7 goes down with nothing. It's not the only one here, though, and it's all in A main. Insani able to collect the next kill, and he'll catch Xanter in the back of sight as well. So even though Nemiga put the pieces in the right place, unfortunately for them, everybody comes up empty-handed. Pistols not enough. 12 rounds of play per half, not enough. We're going to overtime to decide who goes 0-2 in both of these 0-1 games.
Yeah, someone's worst nightmare. So the good clears come out here from MIBR. It's a close call. The setup is actually pretty good from an Nemiga, and they read the last rotation correctly, but really no good guns to work with. So the fun continues.
Definitely a few timid steps throughout that T side from MIBR, but
Yeah.
I do think that ultimately they had a more varied playbook. Right?
They did, yeah.
It's like, I know it didn't look confident at times. Definitely felt like they had a comfort going at the B site, as did Nemiga, but at least they showed us the ability to hit the other site. Not that I'm fully convinced Nemiga can't win by just hitting B 3 times in overtime.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like, what would you prefer? The ability to do everything okay, or the ability to do one thing really well?
One thing really well.
So in that case, you know, this is two contrasting examples of a T side. But it will be MIBR to continue their T side first, and that's going to leave Nemiga kind of scratching their heads. Eat, sleep, grind, repeat.
That's how you get here.
Setting up outside B again, looking to put the pop up. His counterpart's boosted, and Khan
He's
ready.
a bit higher.
Just a little higher and a little faster. And so they go hunting for an op duel. They pay the piper. 5v4 advantage set up. Risky box tag though down to 60. Oh no! Team kills
What the
on
fuck?
one of the best performing players of MIBR.
Best performing player of MIBR. Sonny's gotten them out of a lot of bad spots. There was some damage on him already, so... But, yeah, he was in front right there. To be fair to BRN, the second best performer on MIBR. Both dead now, of course. Nemiga actually came through with the two perfect tactics. They usually were having one player in Donut, and they didn't boost on B like that. Here they got the boost on B, get the op kill, and then they have a second layer in Donut, which is the other place that MIBR have been hitting in the mid-round to take out Insani.
It's a nice adaptation considering that Coach took his overtime timeout instantly.
Right, right. Made it count. He would have been waiting to talk as well because they all burned through their timeouts few rounds ago.
No, exactly. Let's see if they can get the bomb down.
That molly would be useful for sure.
Utility opens the door. Gonna have to go for a suboptimal plant. Fire fades out. No plant at all. Exit's gonna need some very big kills here, and they're just going to avoid him. He has missed his timing. 1 second more and maybe, but he's gonna get run down, gunned down, embarrassed as Nemiga take the first round in overtime.
Got the coach to thank for that, I am sure. There was perfect counterplay to how MIBR wanted to set up. That's not their first time going up on the boost. That's not their first time trying to challenge Donut, but they were seeing a lot more success previously in those areas.
That is Coach Box for the record.
Coach Box.
Coach Box over on Nemiga, getting his flowers.
Super Box.
And now Coach JNT gonna try to rebuttal.
Yeah, let's see how high level he can bring this game. It would just be so funny if they rush B. But surely that won't be the case.
Surely not. I think you go back to the Insani mid plays because he found success here a couple of times, but eats those flashes on the way in, and by the time he regains vision, he thinks they're gone. It's actually still 2 players fighting front Donut. Thing is, they win the duel. That's a risky bomb peek and a BRN trade back. There are bodies out here for MIBR, and you can't afford to lose a second Donut player.
BRN's also low off the start of this round, so that mid-control was their first attempt. There's a lot more talking in this round. There's got to be adaptations and layers and protocols, and this push. The exit smoked out.
He's got a teammate in the corner though, Lukowski. Not as clean as he would have hoped. Definitely feeling alone at the moment. Loses straight up to Lear.
That's incredible. I can't believe that happened. No, not like this.
And another smoke. And Lear gets the wall bang. This round is just rude.
That's just awful. I feel bad for MIBR right there. Dude, Lukowski, that's not the Lukowski we know. He's tucking, he's waiting for someone to help him. This guy's an animal, right? When he comes out and plays CS, Lukowski was the guy who had the craziest T-sides, the most aggressive plays ever, sure. He's maybe tempered it, crafted it nicely for tier 1, but that's a moment, man, where Lukowski would not have been waiting for some help to take a duel. The guy he was fighting was out in the middle of nowhere. There's T's behind the doors. He shouldn't have let Lear take this angle on him. He should have swung out and finished that duel.
And now look where it leaves them. Money low in overtime at the major, and so we've got limitations for MIBR, but we do have an opening kill. Insani hits the ground. No double down from Zwei. Lear to try and save it again, but he has his back exposed to Lukowski, who gets a quick taste of revenge. Still stuck in this corner. Tapped out by Xanter.
He's too fast.
Low health for B out of Anazan. In a 1v2, he can take this bomb towards A site, but Nemiga say if we're not on the attack, we can still seem to rush B. Over and over, that aggression down the lane. Over and over, Lear with impact. Another multi-kill here in overtime, and down he goes at the hands of Khan. It is a flawless CT side in overtime.
Yeah, and the full credit, man. The tack pause was beautiful to bring them the first round. The fragging was better. The confidence was higher. They did everything better than MIBR. That's why they swept. And look at Lear being consistent as hell, man.
Just having way too much fun with it.
Yeah, he's even doing like the Moses dance.
Yeah, like the SpongeBob floppy arm.
Yeah.
The jellyfish wiggle.
Someone get this man an ice cream.
Through that smoke they'll go. Oh, are they hitting B? Up at the front of it, eats the flash. That's not a comfortable fight to suddenly be thrust into. Exit, dies out. No way Xanter gets through that fire with 8 health left over. And now you've got a completely split up defense here. Overtime could end up being a bust for MIBR. Nemiga man advantage set up outside this site with 4 players strong and mid control as Zwei can take his sweet time. Oh, and they walk into their death.
MIBR look out of energy right now. It's got to be Lukowski. He gets
course.
mowed down through the wall.
It is insult to injury here for Nemiga. Having an absolute field day with this B site yet again. They'll smoke off the 2 rotators.
Oh, the bomb's not even going B.
Nah, they finally do it. They head the other
They're
direction.
saving it for the last round.
They wait until OT4. And Xanter is going to attack this from behind in a moment.
Only 2 people on the site right now. They got to rush this.
Yeah, they're going to put the smoke down in sight. Cause some frantic play here. Insani able to pick up that kill. Zwei doesn't want to drop the ball. Biata and Azen from back sight's been found out. Missed op shot reopens the door for the clutch. But the young gun closes. And Lear stares down his opposition. All too easy for Nemiga. And an atrocious day for MIBR. They will watch as their countrymen go on to succeed at their loss.
We saw some good aim, and honestly, Insani said, watch me this game, and he was right. He was the only guy who made consistently quality plays, had a lot of output, but Nemiga, even though they were pretty one-dimensional with their B takes, they keep that same energy. It feels like no matter who they play, they just love it, and they actually proved that it worked. They had a better half overall in that T side. Then they swept on CT as well. I got to appreciate how much energy they brought to this game. It was very fun to watch, and Lear was a showman in a very tense moment to avoid getting 0-2, which is where MIBR find themselves when it kind of looked like that was written on their face the whole time.
Absolutely, from start to finish. So we'll hand this one down to Nemiga, who dodged that dreaded 0-2 first day.
They did indeed. I've got Xanter down on the sideline for a few words. First of all, massive congratulations. You're now 1-1. Tell me about this map, though, because it was quite back and forth. MIBR pushing it to overtime. Did you change up anything in that overtime?
Yeah, like every time we have the plan for the match, and it's all works, but sometimes we make mistakes, so we lose rounds, maybe bad shooting at all, so that's why we're losing some rounds.
Was there any particular mistake that you felt like you were continuously making in this particular map?
Yeah, of course, we just went sometimes one time we went to mid, and we just died in 10 seconds, so this was not the plan on the game, so that was a mistake, yeah.
Your individual form was looking pretty solid throughout this map. How confident are you feeling here in Stage 2?
In Stage 2, confidence, like, yeah, as usual, you know, not the problem, but what can I say? I say it's not my best form, so.
Okay. What can we expect more of you? Which areas can we expect more?
It's best of 1, so you can expect everything. Falcon's like 0-2, so it's best of 1. Hello.
It's very true. You're now 1-1. You've got one more best of 1 to be playing. What's the goal for Nemiga coming into Stage 2? Do you think you can make it to Stage 3?
Yeah, for sure, we can make it. I guess we can go to Stage 3 easily, but need to focus on, so that's it.
Loving those confident words. Nemiga now 1-1.
A little bit surprising, Peter. Nemiga, a lot of people had them maybe not making it to Stage 3, maybe not even being here at Stage 2, but so far they've been delivering. And I heard a rumor singing about the fact that you had them as 0-3 as well.
My pick'ems has been completely demolished today.
To be fair, everyone's pick'ems have
That
been.
they have, and I had Nemiga as a 0-3, but they avoided. They sent MIBR to the 0-2 bracket. So I mean, Nemiga just showed that they're here to play Counter. I mean, we heard in an interview that he said that they actually believe they can go to Stage 3.
Like a man?
Sure, yeah, come on.
Okay.
Don't worry. Dash Pass saves you money on DoorDash, so you can skip the trip to the grocery store and stay right where you need to be.
Popcorn? I'm good. Wanna go get dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll order.
When you save big on orders, you can afford to give yourself a pass.
What do we think?
Dash Pass.
It's the one.
Moving forward, because MIBR is one thing, maybe me. That's the 3. It's going to be a whole another challenge, right?
Let's be completely honest, the day has been full of surprises.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of upset results.
Like a man?
Sure, yeah, come on.
Okay.
Don't worry. Dash Pass saves you money on DoorDash, so you can skip the trip to the grocery store and stay right where you need to be.
Popcorn? I'm good. Wanna go get dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll order.
When you save big on orders, you can afford to give yourself a pass.
What do we think?
Dash Pass by DoorDash. Your door to more savings.
Now, with Frontier Fiber, the best Wi-Fi on Earth isn't just for VIPs anymore.
So everyone's good to go.
Ew. Even people with less than 1 million followers?
Noobs. Not fair.
Good luck. I already bought everything.
Do you know who I am?
Nope.
But we do know everyone can get the best Wi-Fi ever, Wi-Fi 7, with a premium Eero router on 100% fiber. Now available on Fiber 500 and up, starting at only $39.99 a month. Only from Frontier.
We are Dr. Harvey's. It's our mission to feed pets the way nature intended. That means whole nutrient-rich superfoods you can actually see in their bowl. Pet owners call Dr. Harvey's miracle food. We call it real food, made from actual food, with no fillers, byproducts, chemicals, preservatives, dyes, bad stuff, or any mystery ingredients whatsoever. We've been at this over 30 years, and even as the pet food industry has sold more and more of whatever this is, we stuck to our guns and taught pet parents the health benefits of feeding fresh. Like, smells so good you'll want to eat it fresh. And you could, but please don't. It's for them. We don't just make pet food, we change pets' lives.
And that's just not going to be the case, is it?
I just like just to touch on the whole simple thing before diving into the fact like the whole fucking butts thing was like, you know, like it's something that fueled him, you know. When if you start biting back at him, he will bite even harder back. But looking at Falcons, you know, Falcons was like, for the majority of the day, they looked very unsharp, they looked very hesitant. I think that already started in the game against Bait. I think looking at Bait as a team, you know, they definitely also came out and showed that they can play really good Counter-Strike. I mean, it's at a stage now with Falcons that they need to just like get their things back together. I think they looked horrendous in so many aspects of the game.
It was disappointing, you know, from start to finish. We're talking about the second best team in the world. We're talking about the one team that we have highlighted to be the main contender for Vitality. We all know that Vitality are the favorites to win the entire tournament. We have well established already now that Mouse doesn't seem to be a team that can take them down. So if we were hoping any sort of competitiveness in a potential playoff, we're looking towards Spirit, we're looking towards Falcons, and again, we cannot count them out just yet. You know, there's still a way they can fight their way back into it. But losing both of the best of ones today is one thing. Doing it in the fashion they did, it wasn't like an overtime game or a close game or a couple of rounds that didn't go their way. They lost to Lin Vision, who made them look like a bunch of silver players. And to be completely honest, I think Falcons are super disappointed in their own performance, and they should be. But I also remain confident that they will find their way back into it. Heading into the best of threes, when have you ever seen m0NESY play 2 bad days in a row?
No.
You know, it's not going to happen. So it is disappointing, but let's calm just down a tiny bit.
We obviously talk a lot about pressure, and that's, you know, aptly so when you look at Falcons and what they've allowed us to expect from them over the past few months. We did also see a hell of a lot of frustrations coming out of Nico. We were pointing out in the green room, right? Even when it was, you know, not necessarily Lin Vision taking the lead, it was still pretty early in the game. You could see he was visibly frustrated, and I don't blame him because you're coming off a 0-1 loss. You're on the precipice of going 0-2. That eventuality, it did happen.
The pressure is just like super high for Falcons. It's been like that ever since I got to play there. Like everything Falcons went into Counter-2 and stated that they want to create a super team. You also just have to create results to go align with that one. And for Nico to be frustrated is understandable, but it's also at a point where I feel like sometimes it's also maybe a little bit unnecessary. I think he started out pretty early in the series, and Nico is probably the biggest voice inside that team. Sure, you have m0NESY as well, but Nico is the guy that you're going to look for in terms of making plays, but also in the way that he wants to lead the squad alongside with Sonic and Kickson. So I think for Nico to maybe realize that right now, yeah, sure, we find ourselves in the 0-2 bracket. We still have a chance to go. I'm confident he's going to do that. You know, it's probably not going to be the first time in his career he's going to experience that. He's a very talented guy, and obviously he's also going to bounce back.
It's a weird one. Like m0NESY in both games. First game against Bait, he didn't have a great showing at all. He didn't get to buy the orb in the first round whatsoever. Second game as well on Nuke. It was very, very little we saw of m0NESY. There were a couple of rounds with the rifle on the T-side where he did a double entry, but they didn't win the round based on that. So in terms of raw impact, he didn't have anything. So I trust in Falcons to come back. I trust in Monty playing well. The level of opposition you're facing in an 0-2 game is also going to be easy, but to be under that much pressure already now, Peter, it's just not necessary for the Falcons game.
We also had a little snippet from Nico earlier just talking about what the team did post-Dallas, so let's recap exactly that.
Was there some stuff you guys managed to work on outside of the game to change things up?
Yeah, I mean, major is definitely, you know, the most important event of the year, so we try to have as much support as we can, obviously for this one, and but for the boot camp only like Lars and the manager were with us, so obviously Lars did these things that he believed that should help us be best version of ourselves for this major.
And that's the thing, I think moving forward, right, let's just contextualize. Best of ones today, you lose 2, that's when you move on to the best of 3 situation.